Can you please look up this thing?
See if we can figure out something.
Hi guys, another strong start. I was so ready for this, and there we go. That might work. My headphones were messing around. Steve and Mel, you guys were here before I even was, so well done. Before I get started, hey Michelle, good to see you. I'm on lunch break. Yay, the intro played. So I think I have to give it like 5 seconds before I click it. I'm on lunch break, but I haven't grabbed my food yet. So this Judge Fleisher is 6 hours, 4 minutes. So I figured I might as well start and then let it run, and I'll grab my food quickly. I'll still have it on in my ears. And then when my lunch break ends and I need to carry on writing, then I'll just do what I did yesterday and let it run while I work. But I won't be able to like comment and stuff. So I'm not MIA. I just don't leave the camera on because when I concentrate, I like pick at my lips or like classic ADHD. Like I'm fidgeting the whole time. And I just feel like it would be very, very, very distracting. And also I go for like 10 to 15 minute increments sometimes. And then if my shoulders get sore, I'm like up and about and I'm reading and whatever. Okay, so quick recap for the people who weren't here yesterday. This is a new-ish court that is online. He said his name and I can't remember how he pronounced it, but it's like Judge Fleisher. He's a quirky dude, really fun judge. I like him. You guys like him. Let's do this. He definitely isn't like your usual like no closed captions. He isn't your usual like what you'd think of, but he's great. He doesn't hold back. Sometimes I disagree with him, but I think it's okay. No robe. Nope, no robe. And I don't know. So he did say that he doesn't do any felony cases because he likes to sleep at night. Let me just move over a little. There you go. He doesn't do felony cases because he likes to sleep at night. So he rather does misdemeanors. And then I was thinking like, okay, but what do other judges wear in misdemeanor sort of land? And I was thinking that's often Judge DeSanto, Judge Simpson. They both wear robes. So I don't know. Have I ever shown you guys what the robes that I've just been in a like hyper-focused tunnel. So if I'm a little bit blank, sorry. The judges wear here. Let's see. Who's a good example? I know some people who were here like in the early days would have seen it with Oscar. But who's a nice example? Let's see. I'm just quickly looking for one that had like a bunch of lawyers. Um, 4 minutes, 8 minutes. 2 of the accused appear. Okay. Share this tab instead.
Of 2024, we are in court number 11 in the Durban Magistrates Court.
Okay, so essentially what is going on here, I just want to show you the lawyers and how it kind of looks and is. There's the judge, So you see he's got that thing going on. And then I think these mean different colors. The different colors mean different things. But essentially, this is a case of probably our most famous hip hop artist that was gunned down. And so there's like 4. I think they started off with 6. Now there's 4.
The delay which was occasioned by yourselves, in that your papers were not correct, and I had to allow you opportunity to rectify your papers, which has caused a delay. And fortunately now the papers are all ready.
Of argument, one
Okay.
having read or not. You should in the interest of exactly on that basis that the blue.
Okay, so that's not the best example for the lawyers. I wish I could remember which one they were wearing, like yeah, neck ruffles. That's it. We don't have the wigs, but they were wearing neck ruffles, and then the lawyers were also wearing like a robe kind of thing. And we were definitely all watching it together at one stage, and they had to say, if it so pleases the court, me lady or me lord. Very cool. Kind of strange given our new constitution. And if you haven't been here before when I've spoken about it, I'm not currently read up and educated enough to explain apartheid, and it's probably there's other channels that would do it better. Is there normal all the military police presence around the court like on this one? Didn't notice that. It depends. So there is one that I was relatively near to here. I'm just going to quickly go back and see. Which one did I just play? Let me just mute it. Whoa, no, that's not normal. No. That whole like headgear thing that you saw, that's not normal. So there was one here recently that involved a child. And I'm trying to be so careful with the wording because I don't want to land up in trouble. But basically, the mother may have profited from the disappearance. And the police and the authorities were relatively slow to act. And so the community was very upset, and the police presence in that court and outside of that court was hectic. And it's like a small town. Use the initials of words. The mother potentially T the daughter. Goods were allegedly sold. Put it that way. Yeah, I'm in South Africa, and I was doing Oscar Pistorius. However, we forgot about it. So I'm going to try find some. I would love to cover that one I was just talking about. And I'll see if I can find like a gist of that courtroom. I'm not going to put it share the screen just yet. So some of the people in these streams are my old colleagues, which is funny. Kind of weird. Oh, man. Maybe I'll leave it muted and I'll share the screen. And then you can just see the people's. Everyone forgot about old Oscar. Yeah, we did. Like here, it was like, ugh. There are so many other people we'd rather be connected with. So how's your view now? Okay, you can see everything. So I'm going to just hide that comment. I wish the chats on the side weren't showing up. It's not showing up for me. I don't know why it's doing that today. Okay. So mother, no longer accused. Not entirely sure of where they fit into the sale, but they may have been the one that connected the people to the sale. I think this is mother's boyfriend or this is mother's boyfriend. And the other one is a housemate. You can see there, the lawyer's wearing the thing. Can see how many police there are. And the judge also has the red. I want to see if, oh, pity, I couldn't see the protests outside. They were absolutely like, wow. Like I was quite taken aback. And I must tell you, like, in terms of being the journalist at a protest, it is absolutely terrifying. Like, it's an adrenaline rush, but it's not like, it's not a fun adrenaline rush. Like, I don't think normal people would think journalists should have fun in any cases, but it's one of the ones where you're actually like, you're genuinely concerned that you could land up in a big problem. Like I was always scared. So they took down the Cecil John Rhodes Memorial statue. And I was filming on, because I was just at a campus radio station at that point. I was filming on an iPad. I was holding the iPad above my head like that. And I was just like standing there and hoping I didn't get knocked down the stairs, because it's like stair. And people just like pushing, and gosh, it was really scary. I think it was one of the scariest things I've reported on, just because the police, the police were so ready to act on that one. It wasn't fun. In contrast, I can actually share another story that I did that I'm not going to say the words. I mean, it's on my YouTube channel, so it shouldn't really matter. But when I was at this stage, I was working for a small TV station, and this, I don't think it's unlisted. We had a peaceful protest for the safety of women. I've never felt so safe in my life. Like never, ever, ever in my life. I felt super safe. Let me just go back up to the comments. Yeah, you have no idea what's going to happen. And unfortunately, things can, like sometimes people just join protests for the fun of like the mob mentality, or they'll derail it for no reason. So even if the people good example, the war that's going on, there's I and there's P. There's a relatively strong presence for that side here. Protests are always well organized, respectful, no rule breaking. They get the permits beforehand, but then there will be people who try to derail it to make it look bad. And so if you're there reporting, you don't know at what point somebody's going to try and sabotage, or that the police are going to panic and they're going to do something, because that is always a scare. Yes, I am a journalist. I used to work for the national broadcaster that I was just playing now. I used to do radio, and then I did TV, but like community TV. And now I write for a YouTube channel as a journalist. Good morning, Vicky. This is so interesting. I'm from St. Simon's Islands, GA. So whenever I'm writing US stories, I have to Google like where the places are. I'm glad to get to know your world. Thank you. I would be home in my bed watching. You think that until you break a story. Like when, so, okay, there's a lot of new people here. So Henry van Breda. Actually, this is one we should cover. Henry van Breda was I think 19-year-old, super wealthy teenager living at home with his family. He killed all of them with an axe and then phoned our 911. And there's a little bit of what we mostly perceive as laughter on there in the call. And he was found guilty. So where his family lived, the estate, fell under where I was doing news, where I was news editor. And I was actually like, at that stage, we were brand new to setting up the news team. So I was editor, I was reporter, anchor, I was doing everything. So the local news station, local newspaper phoned me and said, listen, I've got the story. We're not going to be able to publish until Thursday because they only publish on Thursdays. So it's like a community paper. And he said, if you can go there and you guys can use it for your story, then if you don't mind, we'll just get the pictures and stuff from you after that. So we were like, oh my gosh, so cool. Now we don't have a car that's like the news car. So we got in my car, we're driving around, we're lost. Eventually we got to the gates. We had to like give a little story to get in. Got in. We were just about to get to that house and security picked up that we weren't supposed to be there because the forensics truck was in front of us. And then obviously realized by that point that there was going to be a big media presence because I just said it like, I did it for the 9 o'clock news. I just said, we've just got news that there's been 4 people murdered, and then like bare basics, and then said, we'll update. That day, you think you'd be at home in bed, but you only have to do that once before you're like, this is so, it's like, it's an adrenaline rush, right? Like it's super engaging. You're having to think about what you're going to say, think about the people affected. You've got to think about, like, every journalist should be writing a story based only on facts. But if you're going to add things, it needs to be, what would the victim's family feel? Like when you watch a YouTube true crime channel, the main thought should be, what would a victim feel what would a victim's family, sorry, I got a piece of skin that's driving me insane. What would a victim's family feel if they were watching? So you're doing that, but now I'm like on the fly because I'm doing lives. Worldwide thing, not just an obnoxious American thing. Which part was that? People jumping in for fun? My son was in a protest for the IP issues. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Georgia. I've written a lot of stories from Georgia. I'm a chicken. Well, yeah, I think that like a lot of us journalists are not okay in the head, and like my favorite place for humor is a newsroom. Like it is, you have to cope, but also like you're supposed to have a debrief at the end, and you're supposed to have like psychological support. And I've been with the same psychologist for like 7 years or so. We've worked on secondary trauma. It's more concerning that you eventually reach the point of being desensitized, and then it's kind of like, ooh, like I realized when I could relate to a news anchor, which you guys might remember this, not a news anchor, but he was a journalist who essentially took out his colleagues and made it the perfect story. And I was like, oh, I can see that. Immediately, literally that day, I emailed my bosses and I was like, I need a break from news. I'll gladly carry on presenting. I can't do news anymore. I cannot be the person that relates. Yeah, I think like mob mentality is a real thing. And then the police are kind of on the same line, you know, like they're also in their own mob, and then it's just like each other like stirs each other up. Thankfully for us, though, there's not live ammunition at protests because that used to happen at apartheid. We're not all like those stories. I know. I also write a lot of stories from Florida, and Florida is essentially the same size as South Africa, was it? It's like a 4-hour drive from one side of Florida to the other, I think. I think I'm getting my geography wrong. Anyway, I need to make food and make fast because it's 20 minutes. I have about 40 minutes left, so I need to crack on with work. So I'm going to get this judge up. Some of it might not be related. We can always have related to this trial we're watching. We can always have like a chat. I have a thing that I had like tentatively named Rants and Bants because I thought that was funny. So I accidentally deleted all my views on StreamYard. That'll do. Okay. Hide the comment. Full screen. We're on 1.25 speed. I'm sorry.
How many do we have? We just need 2. I mean, you're welcome to stay there if you just mind reading it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any arraignments? Okay. Was it? It's Logan, right? Is Logan?
Yes, Judge. It's Logan. He stepped out for just a minute. So,
Do you mind helping me with arraignments?
oh, sure. Yeah.
Please. How many do we have? We just need 2. I mean, you're welcome to stay there if you just mind reading it out, please.
Sure thing. Judge. Let me pull up the docket.
Okay. Loni Bongza, come on up, sir.
No. Sorry, Judge, who was this?
This is Lounni. Are you Jacob Loni Bongza? Did I say it correctly?
Yes, yes, sir.
Mr. Loni Bongza, you're charged with assault of a family member. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews of the state of Texas. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
Officers know the complainant who stated his nephew assaulted him. The complainant stated that he went to retrieve a vehicle from the defendant. He let him borrow. The defendant pulled up to the residence in another vehicle and got out to confront the complainant. An argument ensued. The complainant turned around to walk away from the defendant. As the complainant walked away, the defendant threw close hand strikes, hitting the complainant in the back of the head. Officers observed 2 bruises and swollen knots on the back of the complainant's head, as well as swelling and bruises to the left side of the face.
Okay. Do we know if this complaining witness wants to have contact with Mr. Loni Bongza?
Judge, I think no threatening or harassment would be appropriate. We spoke to the complainant. He's not denying what happened, but he doesn't seem particularly interested in jail or anything like that.
Okay. All right, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case, sir. I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any threatening or harassing contact with the complaining witness and not to be in possession of any weapons. There's a protective order that's been issued in this case. I would get to know it. If you violate the protective order, the state can and will file a violation against you. That's another case, and I'm telling you, it's one of the worst cases you can pick up. You got out of jail because you got a free bond. Behave yourself while you're out there in the free world, because if you don't, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail, you will not get any more PR bucks. Do you understand? What do you do for a living? Sorry? Okay, how old are you, bud? How old are you? You're 20. How much money you make a month? 3,000. That's great. You make that much money. Okay, we're gonna reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. That's really great that you're doing that. Just keep up the good work. Stay out of trouble. I don't want to have to put you in jail. Do you understand? So for now, I'm gonna have you get a Victoria. We'll have you sign a reset. After that, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the first pew over there while we get your bond conditions. Don't leave until you have bond conditions in your hand. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir. Come on. So do you mind filing no threatening, harassing, and no weapons, please?
Sure. Go ahead and sign for your Judge page 6, Garcia, come on up. Julio Roberto Garcia. Luis Spanish.
Please.
All right, go ahead, pass it.
Is it under Garcia? What's it under?
Yes,
¿Qué tal?
Garcia.
Me llamo Luis Lindo, con mucho gusto, hermano. Acérquese aquí al centro, solo mire el juez y le contesta nada más en español y esto pronto termina y la nota que saca que voy.
Yeah, let's have, I have a jury, Deputy Bates, I have a jury coming in here any minute. So that's why we're having him sit in the first pew. So are you Garcia Tiniguar?
Yes, ¿tiene algo? Solo español. Ok, solo le contesta en español. Soy listo. Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you're charged with racing on a highway. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
De $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you. Okay.
June 4th, 2020. Officers under oficiales.
Officers under Chief Patrol,
Oficiales de
observed that Great
patrulla.
Toyota Tacoma and Ford Mustang, traveling northbound Highway 6.
I'm sorry, what was the car?
Toyota Tacoma and Ford
Una
Mustang.
Toyota Tacoma y Ford Mustang. Thank you.
The Tacoma was in lane 1,
Y la Tacoma
the
estaba
Mustang was in lane 2,
Mustang
the
estaba
matched speeds, and then they accelerated at a high rate of speed and attempted to up to 60 minutes.
excedieron la
The
velocidad
Mustang
tratando de
used
distanciar
significant distance
la
on the Tacoma.
distancia.
The officer faced the Tacoma at 106 miles per hour and 50 miles per
I'm
hour.
sorry, I lost you. Sorry. I'm totally, no, we work together a lot. I lost you at the Tacoma, then going to,
The Tacoma,
trying to outdistance.
yeah, so the Tacoma outdistanced the,
La Tacoma,
sorry, the
le ganó
Mustang
distancia.
outdistanced the Tacoma.
Mustang le ganó distancia en la Tacoma.
The officer faced the Tacoma at 106 miles per hour, in a 50 miles per hour zone. And the officer conducted a traffic
Y el
stop.
oficial ejerció un pago de tránsito.
The Mustang disregarded the traffic stop. The driver of the Tacoma pulled over the defendant.
I'm sorry, that is breaking my brain.
The matched speeds, and then they accelerated at a high rate of speed and attempted to up to 60 minutes.
Excedieron la
The
velocidad
Mustang
tratando de
used
distanciar
significant distance
la
on the Tacoma.
distancia.
The officer faced the Tacoma at 106 miles per hour and 50 miles per
I'm
hour.
sorry, I lost you. Sorry. I'm totally, no, we work together a lot. I lost you at the Tacoma, then.
He admitted to going over 80 miles per hour.
So he's in the Tacoma.
Él está en la Tacoma.
Mr. Garcia, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Tell me, are you a United States citizen?
¿Un americano, señor?
No,
Are you in this country with or without permission?
no, señor Mesa.
No, without permission.
My brain can't decipher between all the people speaking at the same time, so I can't actually answer that. And on that note, my loops earphones are arriving. Well, no, earbuds, I think they are. They're little pluggy in things tomorrow, and I can't wait. It's not going to help in this circumstance because I can't change the people who are talking there. But like in a room where there's a bunch of different people talking, I'll be able to tune it out. Game changer. I can't, and that's why like I'm not being like rude or anything when I skip cases with translators. I would just rather, if they're good ones, like save them for when I can edit the translator out, because I cannot. My brain just when the interpreter and the prosecuting attorney talking at the same time make it confusing, and then the lawyers also like jumping in. Okay, let's go back.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
Pues depende de mi caso.
Well, it depends on my case.
No, it doesn't depend on your case.
No depende de su
What
caso.
happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted va a una cárcel? Cárcel.
Ya.
Recorded.
Sí, lo que pasa es que yo pienso por mi familia. Ya. Y
Well,
yo-
the thing is, I think about my family.
Are you in this country with or
¿Usted está
without
en este
permission?
país con permiso o sin permiso? Está
sin
claro.
permiso.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
Sí, me van a mandar para mi país.
They will send me to my country.
Very good.
Muy bien.
Immigration will put a detainer on you. You will sit in jail until immigration is ready to release you. However that may be. All I know is that you will sit in custody for 6, maybe 9, perhaps even a year, waiting for immigration to decide whatever they're going to do to you. They're so backed up, it takes forever for anything to happen with immigration. I'm now putting conditions on your bond. If you violate these conditions, I will put you in jail. And if you are unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. Do you understand?
¿Entendió? Sí, señor o no, señor?
You do not have a Texas driver license,
Tiene
correct?
licencia para conducir de Texas, ¿no?
No.
You are not allowed
Usted
to
no
drive.
sabe. Yo manejar.
I'm now making that a
Ahora le
condition of
estoy
your bond.
haciendo
If I find that
condición
you
de
drive,
tentación. Yo me doy cuenta que usted
I have a
maneja.
contempt hearing, you'll be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I don't care what your excuse is. I don't care. Mother Teresa has to go to church.
Madre
You
Teresa.
need groceries. Kids got to go to school. You cannot justify getting into a car.
Es un carro.
Do you understand?
¿Ya entendió?
Yes.
You're going to reset your
Vamos a
case,
aplazarle su caso.
give you time to hire a
Dale
lawyer.
tiempo para que contrate su propio abogado.
Judge Edna Sandra.
Oh, that's right. I saw that. You do have a lawyer, I see.
Oh, ya tiene
So
abogado.
I will waive your appearance, but it's your responsibility to stay in touch with Edna Garcia. I'm telling you, every single day I have people stuck in jail on immigration detainers because they make boneheaded moves.
Porque hacen, movidas.
Don't do it.
No haga eso.
Okay.
Okay.
So what happened to the co-defendant?
He's still up, and it was that.
Did they catch him or no? They never caught him. Okay, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, bless you. I will get you to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset, and then we will have you take a seat and back while we wait for your lawyer to arrive. Anyone else? Okay.
But on page 17, for Moreno. Marinda Gomez, over at PCI says.
Hey,
Do you have time to address it? I'll get back.
I do, of course.
So this is about our friend,
Okay.
Mr. Stewart. They filed a new case on him. This
What?
is for something that happened back in May.
Is Mr. Stewart here?
I wanted to get him here, but he can't drive according to your order, so he's having trouble getting here. But, and if you're okay with it, I'd like to address PC because I see a major issue.
No. I mean, he's got to be here, just like we do with everyone else, you know?
Thank you, Judge.
Well, hold on a second. So is he supposed to be here today?
No, sir. It's just a warrant that was issued.
What are they charging with now?
Evading,
Another one?
another evading from back, I think May 31st is the offense date.
I guess, is he supposed to be here Friday? Or is it a
It's
2
just a warrant, just 2 days. So there's no,
All right, so get him here whenever you can, and then if you want to do it tomorrow, we can do it tomorrow.
okay, Judge, I'll get him up.
What, I mean, how are we gonna, when does it stop?
I honestly think there's a major PC issue here, but we can address it.
Yeah, I mean, get him here and then we'll address it together. And then if it's not, it's not, you know?
We gotta talk about a higher fee for this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
Judge, we do have one, that was released from custody. On page 45 and 46. 98.
Is she here? Where is she?
No, wait,
Okay, and then after this, you want to get the jury? Guys, are you ready? Nathan? Kevin, you ready? Okay, let me do this real quick. and
I'm not your attorney, but I stand next to him. Tough.
Thank you.
I try.
Oh, yeah, I was happy to do that.
Are you Aaron Teresa Riley?
Yes, sir.
That's when you know he's gonna rage. When he says, "My only concern," then he's like, he's warming up like a kettle starting to boil. Oh, this is our lawyer from the
Do we
trial.
know, did they give her another PR bond? What happened here? Did you post a surety bond or did you get another PR bond?
No, I posted a surety bond.
Ms. Riley, you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon, racing on a highway from cases that are from September of 2023. And now you've picked up a failure to identify oneself while being a fugitive from justice. On the new case, you're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
On June 2024, officers observed a vehicle that had a HSS license plate, similar to those used by some citizens. The officer conducted a traffic stop. The defendant was asked for her license, but she said she did not have one since she was not driving or traveling. Officers asked her for her name, to which she replied that she has no name. After asking several times, she advised that her last name was Teresa, her first name was Aaron, and that her date of birth was August 17, 1985. Officers of the GCRC to look for her condition had negative results. She was identified via this. She had open warrants out of her court docket.
She gave what name again?
Erin Teresa. And she said her last name was Teresa.
Got it. Okay. Ms. Riley, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You have a valid Texas driver license, ma'am. Can you run your license, please? You have valid liability insurance in your name.
Yes, sir.
Then you're not allowed to drive.
I won't be driving.
You're not allowed to be driving, no
won't drive it.
conveying,
Yes, sir. I
However
won't
you
drive
try to-
or anything.
no getting in the driver's seat.
Yes, sir.
If you do, I will have a contempt hearing. You'll be facing 6 months in jail every single time. Now, what do you do for a living?
I don't work.
How do you survive? How do you eat? How do you get money?
Well, I have a trust fund, but I'm a beneficiary of. My father passed away and he left some assets.
Are you able to afford a lawyer?
Not currently, but
How much is in the trust fund?
quite a bit of assets, not actual dollar amounts. It's assets. I have some mortgages and such. If I have some time, I could possibly be able to talk and get the funds.
No, the problem is that your case is older than Jesus. It's time to do something now.
Yes, sir. I
So-
was trying to do that at my previous court dates. I came twice and I tried to get.
So please, you don't have to say anything. So what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna appoint your lawyer today. We will figure out today what happens with your cases. Do not leave.
I won't-
Otherwise, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make your bond so high, you'll split into 3.
Yes, sir. I would like to settle the matter.
Okay, so, right, I will appoint you someone today and we'll try to figure something out for you. Okay, just for now, I'm gonna have you sign this affidavit, no driving. And then after that, I'll just have you take a seat in the first pew over there and we'll find your lawyer.
Thank
Do
you.
not leave until I excuse
Yes,
you.
sir.
Okay, please.
Hey, Jennifer.
Depends on if you do anything.
Nice to have you here. I think this is where I
So,
saw him too. He's
Guys,
very new.
trial, guys, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Muniz said that was in.
Okay.
Take the hat off, sir, stand at the podium.
All right, guys, we are going to start trial. Please do not talk while we have the jury in here. If you need to talk, if you need to use your phone, please do it outside.
I just want to say, if none of the people on LawTube want to cover Ricada's case, I am down. I have no stake in the game.
As soon as Nathan gets here, we'll start it. Okay, who is it?
Page 17.
Munil, come up. So. Good morning, sir. So you're charged with unlawful carrying of a weapon. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews of the state of Texas. You cannot afford a lawyer. A lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. On the June 5th, 2024, officers under control observed the 2015 GMC Yukon with expired lights, getting the laser car with red light, represented by the defendant by a driver's license. For officers observed the odor of marijuana in the vehicle. The defendant admitted to having marijuana in the gun. Probable cause to search revealed 2 firearms, as well as the marijuana shit. Driver said that both guns blocked him. It was a block by the driving seat, and this wasn't under the passenger seat.
How old is he? 22. Okay. Mr. Munil, what do you do for a living? What do you do in life?
I lost my job, but
What were you doing?
I was working at 1-800-GOT-JUMP.
What is it?
1-800-GOT-JUMP.
Okay. How old are you? Did you graduate high school?
Sure.
Okay. What are you gonna do now?
Well, I'm starting my own company.
Doing what?
Pressure washing.
That's great.
Gutter cleaning.
Okay. Keep up the good work. I'm
Good
telling
job.
you, when you have too much time on your hands, it becomes self-destructive. So don't get a job. I want you to work, even if that's for yourself. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. If you want to apply for a quote-unquote lawyer, I have to have you fill out an application, and then I'll give you someone today. Okay. Deputy Bates is going to give you an application. I'm going to have you go to Victoria. You do have a Texas driver license, right?
Yes, sir.
Do you have insurance?
Yes, and my license was taken by the officer. I still haven't gotten it back. Yeah.
What is license, please? Okay. I'll give you a lawyer today. The lawyer will tell you how to handle that situation. Okay. For now, I'm going to give you the application. I'll have you sign a reset, and then we'll just have you take a seat. Okay. One. Does?
Do you know what I appreciate is that he doesn't ask, do you want a lawyer? Maybe he does sometimes, but for the most part, he tells, like, I can get you a lawyer. You know, it's like, to me, that makes, oh, sorry, wrong one. To me, that makes quite a big difference because people panic when you ask, do you want a lawyer? They're like, do I need one? Should I have one? Almost in court then when we moved. Oh, the place that he worked at? The jury trial he's getting ready to hear is for, yes, exactly. I think they do run, so they should start with opening statements. I think that's what I picked up yesterday. So basically what I did was I got my way into the Zoom meeting, and then I was like trying to make sure that I could get it recorded and whatever, so that I could at least give an update on what happens. And I was checking his YouTube channel like constantly, and nothing was coming up. And then I went onto his YouTube channel at one point, and he had been live for like 60 something minutes, and I had missed a bunch of the recording. And thankfully it was on YouTube. So from what I heard while I was busy setting it up, it did seem like it was like there was opening statements. Will you be playing the jury trial normal speed? Is it a bit fast, Teresa? Because I have it on 1.25 speed because of like the time constraints of 1, my day, and 2, I think if I calculate correctly, Recovery Addict should be live in about hour and a half. It's normally around 3:30 and it's 2 p.m. here. But I can put it at normal speed. I don't mind. It's not like it's super well known, so I don't feel like we'll have to have spoilers because I don't have mods or anything. I'm still small, so the process has to be so scary and confusing if you've never been in the system before. I like it when judges slow down long enough. And this, I wish. Okay, so yesterday I pulled up a whole bunch of court links. I was like finding, because everybody kind of covers the same judges, and I wanted to find ones like this that other people aren't covering. But if Judge McBurney would just let me use some of his trials, like I just want to use an old one. There's one old one that I wanted to use myself, and there's one old one I wanted to send to RA. But the FOIA process is so difficult there. I've never seen a judge read anyone their rights. Why wasn't that done and him given a lawyer before court? I wonder if it's because this is like small things. Doesn't Judge Simpson sometimes do it in criminal? I think he might. Also, I have about 15 minutes left of my lunch break, so I'm going to be going off screen. But before I do that, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go Judge Simpson, because now my brain is wondering about this. Judge Simpson, criminal docket. I love how it's recommending my own to me, my own videos to me.
Thank you, man.
Just want to see.
You know I exist when I leave this room.
Not so much. No. I think you're just sort of outside waiting for the court to open back up and come in.
I have Carl on one side of me. He's a nice grandfatherly guy.
Carl.
He's always taking back my garbage things. So nice. Very nice.
Carl.
This is the problem I have with this channel all the time, is like I just quickly wanted to see what they do when someone's brought up, but then I land up getting sucked into the conversation because it's so fun and they all have such a laugh.
Was a creep. Oh, it's out. Never mind. No, Carl.
He's a nice grandfatherly guy.
Carl.
He's always taking back my garbage things. So nice. Very nice.
Carl's a creep. Oh, it's out. Never mind. No, Carl's not. He is not. Don't let anybody touch my garbage cans. I'm just saying. No, actually, I wish somebody would do that for me.
He's like a grandfather, so he like watches our house, like if we're gone. He'll be like, oh, I noticed you guys were gone last weekend, like, no, nothing happened around here.
Yeah, well, no, and those are the kinds of neighbors you need.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you do the same. We will- Neither one of you are here tomorrow?
No, actually, I was surprised, but
Yep.
I'll be here next Thursday.
Well, we have 60 in custody in the morning, so pray for us.
Whoa.
Court does call the case of the people versus Jason Stevens.
Okay, let's listen.
The recall, I guess, technically.
Hopefully you're wanting to have Mr. Stevens. I don't know, does the court need us at the podium? I didn't know.
No, that's fine. As long as
Haven't
you're
seen her
talking,
before.
it picks up very well on that side from where you are.
I'll speak up if I need to.
Oh.
Prosecuting attorney Morgan Barroso on behalf of people.
Thank you. Sure, your Malika said, I'll speak up if I have to. Don't we know it? No, sometimes. And other times, not so much. Mhm. Yeah.
I can just put on the record that I've got over the pre-sentence report. I don't have any factual corrections to make to the body of the report.
All right.
Just have some comments regarding the recommendation.
Yes.
And I believe we are in agreement that there should be a restitution hearing set as a result.
All right.
So anybody gonna read anybody their rights?
Your Honor, can we approach?
I'm
I
so
said
torn.
no, would it work? No, go ahead.
Good morning, Alan, looking dapper. So Judge Simpson is my current favorite. But Judge Fleisher he's coming in hot. What is the vote for the speed? I'm going to carry on 1.25 for now. And if it's too much, please let me know. They already have attorneys. Oh, of course, Missy, I should have done the probable cause, right? It would be in the PCC that they would get told this. I wish YouTube would stop moving things around. Preliminary exam. What would be the preliminary exam? Well, here's a PCC. Let's jump in and let's not get distracted. Let's just cut to there.
On behalf of the defendant who stands to my right, Your Honor.
Good seeing you, Mr. Green.
Violation.
Violation.
Before this honorable court, I do not believe that there is a conflict in this honorable court hearing these matters, but if one were to arise, would waive that conflict.
Sure. And the court for its part also does not believe a conflict exists either in the Michigan court rules or the cases decided thereunder. To the extent a conflict exists, given the waivers, the court will consent to hear the matters. They're not there yet. Court does call the case of the people of the state of Michigan versus Sheldon Vermette.
No, I'm wrong again. It's not this.
Why am I so blessed to start my day with Vince?
It's nice to see you once again.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Michael Vincent on behalf of Sheldon Vermette.
All right, and what are we doing on this?
We're here at a violation of a bond. We are asking for a hearing
on the
bond violation.
Bond violation. All right, this is already set for a preliminary examination before
Look at all those
Judge
people.
Valvo on the 18th. Yeah, that's right. So I will set, defendant requested a hearing, I'll set the bond violation hearing before Judge Valvo. June 18th, 2024, 9 a.m. Surratt will continue to his preliminary examination in person on that same day. This time defendant's bond will continue. Thank you. And can you send a message just to Judge Valvo's chambers, just letting them know that.
Steve, I was just thinking that. I was looking at the time. I was like, oh my gosh, it's 50 minutes in. Like, I literally still need to just grab a snack. Like, I need something sweet, and then I'm going to start writing. And as soon as I started that, I was like, wait, I need to see what they laugh about. Okay, Judge Fleisher, let's go. I am not moving off this. I'm staying on this. We are focusing. Why can't you see
Okay,
it?
guys, can I go ahead and bring the jury in?
I have a brief motion.
Okay, wait. Let's just stop sharing. Present. Share screen. Finding justice. Share.
Bring it. Ramona's here, right?
I think we're more or less in agreement. I just want to do it.
That's okay.
Ramona, you good?
Sorry, I don't know.
On the record, silence, please.
You know what? Before we get started, so are you ready, Ramona? Okay, so today is June 12th. It's approximately 9:22 in the morning. We are trying State versus Marinda Garcia. I never had you guys announce yourselves for purposes of the record yesterday, so we can do that today, especially in light that there's a new changing of the guard now. So, State, would you please announce yourselves?
Dylan Larson, State of Texas.
Kevin Jones with State of Texas, Your Honor.
Okay.
Nathaniel Munier spelled Munier for the defense.
Sorry, just to interrupt quickly. Misty, I ate lunch. I just need something sweet because I write better when I've had like a little bit of chocolate or something. And I'm doing like the creative part of the writing now. I did the research yesterday, so I need to like get that creative. I had minestrone soup, which had baby marrows in, or what do you guys call them there? Aubergines? I don't know. I call them booger veggies because the thing is like booger crazy for me. It's like boogers. But I had that. I just need the sweet to end it off.
Okay, so initially yesterday we had Pavel Petrov, but now he's out today. So we have a new chief standing in the list today. So
I wouldn't say the defense might or might not be aided at some point during trial by an attorney, Eric Paris, P-E-R-E-S. I don't think so.
Well,
since you're doing the announcements, I say just in case.
Not a problem. Okay, so you have a motion to limit?
Yes, Judge. So night of, there's an allegation of a firearm not being used but being displayed after the incident. The only witness to that is not going to be called. So I believe that any testimony or any argument concerning a firearm would be improper under 403, Judge, and entirely inadmissible.
Are you planning on bringing anything?
Your Honor, at this point, and we represented to counsel that we have redacted the portion where the question of the firearm.
So don't get into it. If you want to, just come approach and then we can see how that plays in the whole situation.
Yes, sir.
And just transparency, Your Honor. So we're not bringing anything about the firearm into the case of Chief Art.
So it shouldn't be an issue.
But however, the defendant herself within her statement, she just said I didn't have a firearm.
Because she was asked about it.
Got it. Okay. So let's do this. Let's start with openings. 2 minutes, 5 minutes, make it brief, and then you start calling your witness.
I vote for 2.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. Greg?
Thank you.
Okay. Greg Chapman.
Oh, hey, Judge, sorry. I didn't realize that we're just about to start. I have 2 cases that I put their names on there. I needed reset, waiting on discovery on Donald Bowie. And then I need a rec on Rayla James. Go to sending up a guy on that. And then I'm waiting on an email from the fugitive people. So I've gotten 2 cases on that. So I was just coming down later because I have ERD. So I know you all were in trial, but I thought I'd jump on if that helps. So,
Hey, Victoria, will you sign on? Greg, Victoria's gonna sign on, so just chat with her, whatever you need. Doesn't
okay,
matter.
thank you, Judge. Thank you, Judge.
All rise for the jury.
RA is going live in
Please be
30.
seated. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming back. I was afraid that we had scared you off and you ran away, but no, you made it back. Wonderful. We will try to be as efficient as possible. We'll now start with opening statements. After that, the state will start calling its witnesses. And without further ado, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This case is about Anna Silva taking the time to go out with her husband at night in town. At the end of this night, Anna caught in a small bathroom, brutally assaulted without any chance to defend herself. At the end of that, she was left bloody, bleeding, bewildered, and fearful. The evidence showed that on or about May 11, 2023, 1886, on the backyard bar and restaurant in Harris County, Texas, the defendant, Marinda Garcia, assaulted, causing a gash on her eye, requiring stitches. You'll hear from the complainant, you'll hear from Anna, and she'll tell you how this is not the first time it's happened. But yet again, she found herself in peril and in pain. You'll also hear from her friend who was with her that evening. You'll hear from Yesenia. Yesenia is going to tell you how she was there and she watched her friend get brutally assaulted and doing everything she could to try to keep them apart. You'll also hear from Detective Yule. He'll tell you how he had conversations with the defendant and others. All the evidence, once you hear all the evidence, and we prove our case, every element beyond a reasonable doubt, we want you to come back and just render a verdict.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you. Good morning again, everyone. I look forward to everyone being able to go home today. I don't think this will take too long. This is what you assumed it was during Rhode Island, a case of self-defense. There was a fight in the bathroom. We're not going to say it was, because there was a fight in the bathroom. The debate is on who began the fight in the bathroom, and that's what you're going to decide. The evidence in this case is going to show that my client, at the same bar, at the same time, enjoyed a steak night. But I will not drive that far for a steak night. I do enjoy one. And in going to the bathroom, she runs into someone that she knew from however many years ago who had beat her up. And my client then gets jumped in the bathroom by two women. And those two women are going to testify. And you're going to hear their statements, and you're going to hear my client's statements. And then you're going to have to choose about what to do. The evidence is clear. My client is punished because she was a better fighter, not because she started the fight. At least for whatever reason, believe if you cause most damage, you must have been the aggressor. I can tell you this, I don't lose physical fights, but that's because I weigh 150 pounds more than almost anyone in one meeting in court. You don't need to punish my client because she's better at what happened. You can only punish her if you decide that she's the one that started it. But now, I look forward to presenting the case to you and having you render a fair judgment. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, State, will you call your first witness, please?
Your Honor, this time the state calls Anna Silva.
That's the victim.
All right, are there any witnesses in here that will testify in this case? Okay.
Anna Silva is the victim.
All right, and will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God? Okay, ma'am, please take a seat. I'm going to ask you to please speak loudly, slowly. If you hear the word objection, ma'am, if you hear the word objection, stop until we've addressed it, and then you may continue. Okay, all right. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you please state your name for the record and introduce yourself to the members of the jury?
Hello, my name is Anna Silva.
And Ms. Silva, can you, approximately how old are you?
I'm 28.
Do you work?
Yes, I do.
What do you do?
I'm a registered dental assistant. I'm a treatment coordinator at a dental office.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for 10 years.
And are you married?
Yes,
No,
I am.
Judge, relevancy.
Overruled. So,
You married?
Yes, I am.
How long have you been married?
I've been married for 2 years. I've been with my husband for 6.
And do you have children?
Yes, an 11-year-old daughter.
I want to draw your attention to May 10th, 2023. Do you recall that day?
Yes, sir.
Why do you recall that particular day?
It was Mexican Mother's Day and my husband was surprising me with a dinner.
Can you walk me through the events that happened on this particular day?
Yes, I went to work that day. I ran some errands, came home. My husband told me to get ready so that we could go to dinner. Once we got to the dinner, we met up with some friends.
I want to stop you for a moment. So, do you recall what day of the week this was?
Yes, it was a Wednesday.
And you had to work the following day?
Yes, I did.
Is there any particular reason why you went out on this Wednesday?
Yes, my husband was having surgery on Friday, and we were trying to get his mind off of the surgery that he was having.
When you say the week, who are the week?
His friends, well, my friends as well.
So you were going to get your husband off mind off of that. Was there any other reasons why you went out on this particular night?
It was Mexican Mother's Day.
And where did you decide to go?
To a bar in the called Uncle Backyard.
Is that in Harris County, Texas?
It is.
So did you in fact go to 1886 Humble Backyard?
Yes, I did.
Who all went to 1886 Humble Backyard?
It was my husband, his best friend, his wife, and another group of friends. It was a total of 6 of us.
And was there something special happening at 1886 Humble Backyard on that night?
The DJ that plays there, he's our friend.
So when you arrived, approximately what time did you arrive at 1886 Humble Backyard?
It was about maybe 7 o'clock
And approximately how long did you stay?
until midnight.
About midnight?
Yes.
Okay. Can you just describe what kind of evening were you having?
Just, it was steak night on that Wednesday, so we were having steaks and some drinks.
Would it be safe to say you were having a good time?
I was having a good time. I was just trying to relieve some stress for the surgery that my husband was having on that Friday.
And and how many hours a day did you work?
I worked 8 or 9.
Were you scheduled to go to work the following morning?
Yes, sir.
I want to draw your attention to, you said you were leaving approximately midnight, is that correct?
Yes.
So would that be like the morning of May 11th, 2023?
Yes, sir.
Can you just kind of walk to me like what happened as you were preparing to leave?
So I told my husband I needed to use the restroom before leaving. So me and my friend went to the restroom.
Can you describe the location of 1886 Humble Backyard and where you were and how the restroom was designed?
With the beginning of the night, we were outside. The DJ was told he needed to shut down. We needed to go inside. So we sat at a table that was outside of the restroom. The restroom's pretty small. There's only 2 stalls and a sink to wash your hands. It's really small.
Approximately how large is 1886? You said you were in the backyard or patio?
Yes, patio area.
Can you give us an approximate about how large it was?
Outside, it's probably a little bigger than this room.
On this particular Wednesday night, approximately how many people were at the bar?
Me.
Would you say that it was a packed house? Was there a lot of people there or was it small?
No, there was a lot of people. It's a state night, they usually sell out.
So I want to go back. So you said you were going to the restroom. Did you make it to the restroom?
Yes,
And you said you just testified it was yourself and your friend?
my friend, yes.
And you said there are 2 stalls in the restroom?
Yes, I came out the stall first to wash my hands and she was still in the restroom.
So walk me through that happened once you got into the restroom. You said you went into the restroom and you came out the stall. Did anything, what happened next?
Somebody approached me.
And when you said somebody approached you, who approached you?
Marinda Garcia.
Do you see Marinda Garcia in the courtroom today?
Yes, I do.
Your Honor, I'm going to ask this court, if it's okay for purposes that, if the defendant Laura mask for identification purposes.
You please.
If you can point to Marinda Garcia and identify article of clothing that she's wearing.
She's wearing black.
What location would
She's right there to the right.
Please note for the record that the witness has pointed out the defendant Marinda Garcia.
All right, the record will reflect.
So when Marinda Garcia walked into the restroom, was there any conversation? Did she say anything to you?
She did. I can, excuse my language. She went up to me and she said, "Hey, you remember me, stupid ass bitch?" And I said, "No." And she insisted. She's like, "Yes, you do fucking know me." And I kept saying I didn't know her.
So you said you told her you didn't know her, but did you in fact know her?
I remembered her, yes.
Why did you tell her that you didn't know her? Or
I was just trying to avoid anything in the restroom. I have too much going on right now. My main concern was my husband.
I want to pause for a moment. So you said you were familiar with her, correct?
Yes,
How are you familiar with her?
10 years back, a similar situation happened. I'm
sorry. You said 10 years back. Approximately how old were you when you first encountered Marinda Garcia?
17, 18.
Can you give me the circumstances by which you were acquainted with her?
Yes.
Your Honor, objection, permission to approach.
I believe they're trying to listen.
Yeah.
I believe they're trying to elicit testimony of a prior incident, which has been extremely bad.
No, Your Honor, this is strictly woven into the facts of the way she's familiar with her.
Okay, don't get into prior events. Just, have you be familiar how, but I don't want to get into any other facts. Okay? Okay.
Oh, they're muted. Do you think they're meant to match today, these two?
I'm sorry, I thought nobody was important in this case.
I don't want to get into any prior fights. Okay, please.
So you said 10 years prior, so were you familiar with Garcia from 10 years ago, you said, correct?
Yes.
And would you classify your connection as friendly?
No.
After your initial connection, did you have any other any other encounter or interaction with her after that initial encounter?
Yes, she would make me.
I'm sorry, so you did have?
I did.
And what happened next?
My friend came out the restroom. We decided to leave.
I'm sorry, I want to slow walk you through this. So, and I want you to take your time and just tell us exactly, play by play, what actually happened. She walked in.
Yeah, she walked in.
And can you start from there again? She had the words, and your response was?
"I don't know you." Once I told her I didn't know her, she insisted that she did. So I tried leaving the restroom.
So where's your friend at this time?
She came out the restroom.
And when she came out of the restroom, what happened next?
She grabbed me from the back of my hair and threw a punch at me.
I just want to make sure we're understanding. So the conversation, your friend came out the restroom, was there any words, exchange of words with your friend?
Yes, my friend told her that she probably had the wrong person. And she was saying, no, I know who the fuck she is and you shut the fuck up. And my friend told her, no, you must have the wrong person. What's her name? She said her name is Anna. At that point, we decided to leave.
You said we decided to leave. How did that decision come about?
It was just like, I could tell she was wanting to attack me.
So what was the next action that took place so who made the decision to leave? Was it?
My friend, she said, let's go. And I said, okay.
And when she said, let's go, what actions happened next?
She grabbed me and threw a punch at me.
Where was your friend at this time?
She was closer to the door, closer to the door. Once she started punching me, my friend tried separating us.
So when she first struck you, can you describe what happened?
Yes, she hit me in my nose, so my nose started bleeding. Once my nose started bleeding, I grabbed my shirt to try to stop all the blood that was coming out.
And when you say she, you're talking about the defendant, Marinda Garcia.
Yes.
So when you were first struck, can you describe what you felt?
Pain. I was scared. Just confused as to why this was happening.
And so you said when you were struck, you felt blood?
Yes, blood was dripping down my face. I just couldn't stop it. It was so much.
And what actions did you take the moment you start feeling the blood coming down your face?
I remember pulling my shirt up and holding it, trying to stop the blood.
And once she struck you the first time, what did you do next? Once the defendant struck you?
I tried getting her off of me. I tried to grab her ears, her shirt, something, just push her away.
So at the time, you were trying to get her off you? Were you holding your shirt at the same time?
Yes, I was holding my shirt with one hand and just trying to just push her away.
Did she continue to strike you?
Yes, she did.
Approximately how many times do you believe you're struck?
A lot, maybe more than 8, 10 times.
Where all do you recall being struck?
Mainly my face, my chest area, my arms.
Do you recall approximately how long this took place?
No, it just felt forever.
At any point, did the defendant cease to hit you? Did she stop hitting you?
Not at that moment. She stopped once the door opened to the restroom. Another person that came in.
I want to go back to the scene where you're being struck. Do you recall where your friend was, your senior?
She was trying to separate. She was closer to the door. The restroom was just really, really small. We were both by a stall that's to the right and a sink. My friend was to the other side, closer to the door.
So you said it was really, really small. Can you give us a description of approximately how large the restroom was?
The restrooms are probably the size of this, the 2 stalls are the size of that table right there. And the sink is right out like where that chair is, and there's just a little area to get out and wash your hands.
So this entire assault took place in this very small area?
Yes, sir.
So once the door opened, you said it stopped. What happened next?
Once the door opened, I remember just still trying to stop the bleeding. There was bleeding coming from my forehead, my nose. We walk out and my husband was sitting there and he was asking me what happened, what was going on. But my biggest concern was like him being stressed. I just felt like it was too much, what was happening.
So once you got out of the restroom, you said you walked out the restroom or?
My friend was holding me like towards my husband. I felt like I couldn't see at that moment.
So do you recall where the defendant was at this time?
she ran out. She had left the bar area.
And once you got out, can you describe what happened next once you got out of the restroom? You're with your husband now.
Yes, my husband asked me, who is she, what's going on, and I just told him, you know, I remember her from 10
I'm going to
years.
object to hearsay, Your Honor.
So without telling me what he said, just tell me what happened next.
So well, I was, you know, trying to stop the bleeding. Sorry,
Did anyone from the bar assist you, come over?
yes,
And when you spoke with the bar, what happened?
they gave me a bag of ice, some wet napkins to clean off the blood and apply it to the areas where I was injured.
Was 911 called?
Yes,
Did you speak with, so the officers were called?
yes, they were called.
Was an ambulance called?
No, I asked them not to.
You were bleeding, but you asked them not to call?
Yes, I have too many medical bills right now, so I just didn't want to add more to that.
So did there come a time that you were able to, did you try to leave the location?
Yes, but they didn't let me. The people from the bar didn't let me. They said for my safety.
No, without telling me what they
Oh,
said.
sorry. Yes, for my safety, they told, well, for my safety, I needed to stay inside.
Did there come a time that you were able to actually leave the bar?
Yes, once the officers got there,
And you didn't speak with the officers?
I did.
And once you finished speaking with the officers, did you left the bar?
Yes,
Where did you go when you left the bar?
I went to Memorial Herman, emergency room.
And how did you get to Memorial Herman Emergency Center?
My husband drove me.
Your husband drove you.
Yes.
And once you got to Memorial Herman, were you able to see a doctor?
Yes,
And when you were at Memorial Herman, did you receive any treatment?
I did.
Can you tell me what treatment you received?
Yes, they did a CT scan. They gave me a tetanus shot.
Anything else?
They gave me an ice pack. They also did a pregnancy test just to make sure I wasn't pregnant.
Did you receive any type of surgical procedures?
Yes, sorry. I received stitches on my upper eyebrow.
Approximately how many stitches did you receive?
It was about 4 to 6 stitches.
Did you sustain any other injuries during this incident?
Yes, bruising on my arms, pain on the back of my head, my chest. I had a deep cut, the deep cut on my eyebrow where I got the stitches, a cut above my nose.
Did you sustain any other injuries as a result of the attack of the defendant?
Yes, some of them didn't show right away.
What were they?
Like 2 black eyes, bruising on my arms.
And once you, approximately how long were you at the hospital?
For about 4 hours.
And so once you left the hospital, you were scheduled to work the following day, correct?
I was.
Did you go to work that next day?
I did not.
Did you go to work the following day?
I did not.
Approximately how long were you out of work?
I'm going to object, Judge. It's relevancy. It's nothing to do with an assault occurred.
What's the question?
I asked her how long she was out of work as a result of her injuries.
I was out for a week.
Approximately a week?
Yes, sir.
Run that.
Please.
I'm holding in my hand was been pre-marked as State's Exhibit 1 through 7 for identification purposes. Do you recognize what you're holding?
Yes, Miranda's glasses.
The overall pictures, what are they?
Me bleeding, the cuts on my face.
I'm sorry, I'm asking you to speak slowly so you get to the
Sorry.
mic.
I'm going to object, Judge. She is essentially reading from a document not evidence. These have not been admitted. She's describing things that are not in evidence.
I'm asking, what are they?
And he cannot do that without it being admitted in evidence.
Admit them and then she can.
Don't be one more time, please.
Sure.
Are these fair and accurate depictions that was taken on the night, the morning of May 11, 2023, and 2 days after?
Yes.
Have they been altered in any manner?
No, they have not.
You're not allowed to move what's been previously marked as since exhibit 1 through 7.
You just tender to council real quick so they can take a look.
I do find it strange that she had previously said she didn't know her.
Brief or dire, if I could, Your Honor, on the exhibits.
Sure.
Permission to approach the witness?
Sure.
Hi, ma'am, we haven't met. My name's Nathan Meunier.
Nice to meet you.
Pleasure. Okay, so
Should I pause here and we watch the rest when hello, can my face come up? When there's a break on RA, or do you want to hear his as well? I feel like his might be a little longer. But I think that there's going to be court on recovery addict side any minute now, and I don't want to be live at the same time because when I make a promise, it's like I made a pinky promise. Said that before court today. She did say in a testimony she recognized her but didn't want to get into it. So I think it's weird that something happened, right? Some time ago. I need to know what that is, but her lawyer won't get into it, which makes me want to know even more, which is fine. Fair, the judge ruled that no prior incidents, but still, I'm nosy.
States exhibit 6 and 7. Did you take these images?
I did.
Okay, that's what I said. Okay. Exhibits 1 through 5. Did you take these pictures?
No, I didn't.
All right. Have you ever seen them before?
Right now?
Yeah, before right now. Have you ever seen them before?
Yes.
When did you see it?
When I was
Whoopsie, one sec. Okay, so court is starting, says Teresa. So let's pause and we can catch back up in a little while. I'll see you guys over on RA. Thank you. This was fun. I am so enjoying this judge and this little tiny court. If you need the link, it's up. I pinned it. Head over there. If you're watching on catch up and it's not there yet, I'll try to remember to put it in the description. Bye.